last time I played Vampyr, I tried finding the second part to that side quest, Father's Note, and I just, as much as I walked, I could not find that second page. That's really annoying. So, I'll be, I guess, walking around to see how I'm gonna level up, because even though I did so a while ago, 25 versus 30, or like 29-ish, it's still not favorable odds to me. So, I may have to decide who to chomp on, probably at the hospital. Level up quickly. Okay, alright. Before that, I need to make sure that my voice is heard. It is nighttime and I'm whispering, so let's go ahead and fix this. And there we go. Hello, hello. Oh, no, let's not. Yeah, there we go. Okay, hopefully you can hear the game. Rat.
I have this thirst for blood.
Okay, alright. So you should be able to hear my voice and the game as well. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm here, but like... Find the second part to my father's testament. Wait, what was that? Oh, well, I already helped her. Such a pain. But like, where would I go to find that letter? I would think the bridge or something. It's not like I can jump anywhere. Anywho. Arrow. Half of me doesn't want to give up. That's the thing. I don't want to give up, but there's no point. Is there any enemies out here, or are they still eliminated from the last time? Lantern to appear. Oh, wait, pop up. Okay, alright. Is there, no, there's no way for that to happen. There's nothing in here. I really don't want to give up. I really want to find that second part of the letter. But I guess that is life. I can't sit down. secret here. Oh, I thought I saw an arrow up there. Nope, no arrow. Man. Oh. There's like no point. Huh? And around, and then there's no way I can find it. It would be crazy to think that I could find it with vampire senses, right? I can only see blood. Wait, what?
There has been a fight here. I can see a blood trail. Left by one of the antagonists, perhaps?
What? Okay, but the trail kind of runs cold, because... yeah, there's nothing else here. What's the point of that? Go upstairs, maybe? Because there's no blood in here. Well, eat good. Are any of these other bloodstains like mysterious or something? That leads me nowhere. What the person. So what was the point of that then? Anything in the mail? No. Just nothing here. I just need to go. I just need to go. There's no point to this. Yep. Racking my brain. I really should leave. I'm wasting time here. The first one I found is a letter. Or to look for a second letter, where would it be? Again, that kind of just reappears and it just vanishes. I'm just gonna go. There's no point in being here if I can't find what I'm looking for. Yeah. Alright then, I just don't understand. Let's see here. That's not what I wanted. Level 25. What can I do as level 25? Should I just continue the story? Should I take that risk? Or, hold up. Just because this is probably gonna annoy me, but let's just do this one.
Women's right to vote is only the first step.
So much pain.
Oh, look, a train. Is this the house? No, I think it's around. Right, let me check the map. Yes, it is around, so there should be a pathway through here. Hello, do I know you?
We meet again, Mr. Kimura, in a more peaceful situation.
Dr. Reed, still visiting London by night?
We must both be nocturnal animals, you and I. After your captivity, I thought you'd be more cautious.
Breathing the cold night air helps calm my mind, sir. I've had the most frightening nightmares since I escaped that filthy jail.
Your life in London.
May I ask you what you do for a living, Mr. Kimura?
I was a landlord. A wealthy one. And not a very kind one, I realized recently.
Why this sudden epiphany? Is it because of your near-death experience?
I was already feeling nostalgic about Weymouth, my hometown. In recent events, I'm thinking about going back there.
How is the situation in the West End?
I've heard rumors about armed men patrolling and fighting infected citizens in these very streets. I was lucky they didn't shoot me when I was abducted.
What can you tell me about your abduction?
If you really want to know, I was locked in that building for 3 or 4 days. My jailer was insane, mumbling about sacrifice and voices.
And why didn't he sacrifice you?
That was the weirdest part. He claimed to spill blood was not enough. It had to be done when some stars were aligned.
Which stars?
That's the whole point. He wanted me to talk to him about some Red Queen configuration or constellation. I've never heard of such an astronomical term.
That's not an astronomical term, that's a
What did he say about voices?
pathogen
He
term.
constantly whined about the voice of his master, ordering him to do terrible things. He wanted to silence the voice by offering blood. My blood.
Why are you so nostalgic for your hometown, Tadao?
I was focused so much on making money, I almost forgot that my relatives and friends are threatened by this epidemic.
Have you heard anything from your family?
I was not only a bad landlord, I was also a bad husband. I've not seen my wife and son for years. Busy, busy, busy.
At least now you're ready to go back and see them. But don't be surprised if your son bears a grudge, sir.
You make it sound like you suffered from an absent father yourself, Dr. Reed. Well, I'll keep your warning in mind.
Have you no friends at all?
Over the years, I'm afraid my greed turned me into my friend's adversary, while I became friends with my professional rivals.
Those you grew up with didn't share your views on money and success.
Would you believe I was once a member of poetry circles and an astronomy club? We were young, such joyful dreamers then. But I stopped laughing long ago.
That's sad.
Can you change? And is it what you really want? If so, it must come from within, not without.
I've seen what an altruistic gesture can do. Nothing forced you to save me, Dr. Reed, but you did. I will follow your example in these matters from now on.
There is no need to thank me. Rescuing a London citizen should not be out of the ordinary, though I'm afraid it may appear so in these difficult times.
You did not only rescue me, you fought for me. You put your life in danger to save me. That's quite extraordinary.
How will you cope if you're attacked again?
I don't know. I've heard about these men and women who patrol the West End every night, chasing criminals like my abductor. Maybe I should join them.
How about no?
Tell me, Tadao, why was your abductor so interested in your passion for astronomy?
I don't know. We met a few times at the Royal Greenwich Observatory. He seemed to share my hobby. Then he invited me to his house and locked me in.
Yes, astronomy is a fascinating subject. When I was a child, my mother bought a small telescope for my sister and I. We spent many a pleasant evening stargazing.
Stars are not just dots in the sky, Doctor. They are the key to our understanding of the cosmos. They remind us how insignificant we are.
You're right. But children love magic and stories. I remember our mother told us constellations have the power to protect us.
Protection by the light of the stars. That's sweet. You remember the name of these constellations?
Aww.
Cygnus. The constellation that was supposed to protect Mary.
Memory's a strange thing. I can recite without hesitation the names of the 88 constellations, yet I barely remember my own childhood.
Did he fake his interest in astronomy to get close to you?
No. In his madness, he spoke about a blood sacrifice to be made to his master when the stars aligned to a specific configuration.
Huh.
Goodbye, Mr.
Anywho,
Kimura.
thank you.
Take care.
I forgot that's a part of this game, just getting to know these people. I should do more of that. Why
Good
don't you
evening,
do more of that?
Are you all right?
I won't lie to you, Johnny. I'm not a well man.
Let's see. Yeah, I won't be able to get anything
You need
until
some
probably
rest,
later.
Clarence. You should try to sleep.
Anywho, time to go find Emily. This is it, right?
Hello? Is anyone there?
Jonathan, is that you? I did not know you were back in London. Oh, my dear Johnny. I'm so sorry for your loss. Mary was such a sweetheart.
Thank you, Venus.
And a murderous
May
vampire,
I
but
come
hey.
I was going to bed, actually.
I'm sure you can spare me a few minutes. For old time's sake.
Of course you may enter, Jonathan. I know that you're not always welcome here, but at this
Crossley.
hour...
Isn't that... Yeah! Husband and wife. Alright, what can I take from your house? Thank you. Thank you. Oh, let me go around. Thank you. Ooh, thanks.
I'm so sorry for your loss, Jonathan.
Thank you. I'm just gonna take that. That's the door. I'll take that. Take that. Anything here? Nope. The clock? Nope. Take that. Oh, what is this? 9th July 1918. I spent the last day and night crying tears of joy. I did not know bliss could be so painful. My Clarence just wrote me. He is back from the war alive and unharmed. He'll be home in 2 weeks. Thank you, God. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see my beloved husband again. 14th August 1918. Clarence's attitude still worries me. He's not the same since he came back. The first few weeks I thought it was just a necessary adjustment period, but his behaviors seemed to be more and more erratic. Nowadays he spends all his time outside, day and night, searching for evidence. He does not care about the flu. He does not care about me. He's starting to frighten me. 21st September 1918. I can't believe this Clarence has spent half his pension to print some stupid leaflets, and now he wants to freely give away in the neighborhood. I'm not sure what that means. People are standing to laugh at him. Now he wants to organize some public lecture in a recently closed theater to warn people about the presence of evil creatures in London. Free entry, of course. My husband may have come back unharmed from the war, but I'm afraid he's lost his mind over there. 24th September 1918. Clarence just confessed he has not spent half his pension, but all of it, plus some of our savings. Paper and inks cost so much because of the war, he said, but it is a cost we must pay. People openly mock us now. I don't know what to do. 5th October 1918. Today the butcher, Mr. Galloway, sent me the monthly fee and requested payment in full. He also told me he now demands to be paid each time we buy some meat from his shop. No more credit. The bakers said the same thing 2 days ago. First, I thought it was a new policy because of the restrictions and the epidemic, but it seems my friends still have financial arrangements from the same shop. I was so ashamed I could not speak. 8th October 1918. We can't keep on like this. Clarence is completely mad. He's spending all the money we have, and I don't see how to stop him. Sometimes I wish he did not come back from the war. Well, isn't that devastating? But yeah, who would have thought? Does that take me outside? Indeed it does. It does take me outside. Is there anything important? Nope, okay, well. I'll take that, I'll take that. Is this locked? Yes it is. I'll take that. Anything else? Nope, okay. Going back downstairs. Let's go into this other room. Is this the pantry in the kitchen? Take that. And that is it. Alright, let's get to know you.
Mary came here with her husband and her son.
Wait, what?
It's a pleasure to see you again, Venus.
So you returned from the war in one piece too. Thank God. My Clarence is back home too.
How is the old rascal?
Probably outside, chasing ghosts and chimeras. Clarence has changed a lot since he returned from the war, you know.
Yeah, so he says.
How have you been since the last time we met? How long has it been? 3 years now?
I've done my duty, like all British women. You have no idea what it was like to wait for months without knowing if I'd still be a wife or a widow.
I understand. Luckily, this part of town has been saved from the worst of the bombings, from what I've seen.
Yes, and it's also true about the epidemic. The flu has killed here too, of course, but not on such a large scale as in other parts of town.
Yeah.
Have you noticed anything peculiar about the neighborhood recently?
You mean except for your return to town? No. Oh, and again, Jonathan. Please accept my condolences for your sister.
Thank you, Venus. It was so sudden. And I've been so busy, I haven't spoken to anyone about it.
I wish I could have assisted at the funeral, but you know, it's been so quick. And what with the epidemic in the streets?
There's no need to apologize, my dear. It's normal, considering the circumstances.
No, it's not. I am sure that Clarence has not even thought to present you his condolences. He is too busy with his penny dreadful stories.
Why is my return so surprising?
It's more an unexpected happy end than a surprise. You and Clarence, back from the war. You have no idea how hard it's been for me.
I read your diary, so I can assume.
Venus, why do you worry so much about your family's reputation?
Everyone laughs at Clarence now. And they avoid me because they believe I share his insane opinions. I'm a leper in my own community.
That's sad. Personal questions? Nothing. Alright.
Goodbye for now.
So long. Time to move on.
You're always welcome here. But at this hour of night?
Yeah, well, I'm out. Alright, let's see here. This way, correct? Yes. Yes, indeed. 13 up there. What was that? No, that's Venus. Oh, that's why. In order to cross, I actually need to get to the house. That's why. That makes sense.
Hello, Venus.
Hello, Jonathan. Please, come in. I'm so sorry for your loss, Jonathan.
Alright, then I need to borrow your stairs.
No invitation is needed to enter this building. That can't be a good sign.
That isn't a good sign.
No sign of a struggle. It seems Charlotte's friend knew the killer and let him in.
But if I can't enter, that means she's dead. 5th November 1918, my dear Jacques. I can't wait to see you again. Tonight, tomorrow, I can hardly wait. Since we kissed on that bridge while the moon was so bright in the night sky, I want to feel your teeth again on my lips. Oh, and the excruciating pain of your sweet bite on my neck. You devilly vampire. For the longest second ever, I feared you were going to kill me right there, on the bridge, in the middle of the night. But no, my dear Jacques, you remain the delicate fiancé I know you are, and you are only teasing me. I can't wait to drink your blood, for good this time, and come back to my sweet friend Charlotte as an immortal. As in immortal, or as an immortal? Grammar error there. To play with her a little. First, of course, like you taught me how to play with mortals, and then I'll turn her into one of us too. We will rule the nights as London and cleanse this city of its impure souls. Faithfully always, Emily.
Emily wanted to become a vampire. Something must have gone wrong.
Something must have
Someone
gone terribly
is
wrong.
responsible for this mess. But who?
Jacques. Well, time to clean this place. This is the problem. I need to go find what's her face. beloved's daughter. There's blood here.
Blood. I should follow the trail.
There we go. That wasn't there when I was here. Door has been unlocked. That's good to know. Blinker's skull. There's the blood. Oh, didn't expect that. And who are you?
Who are you? What are you doing here?
I could ask you the same question.
I'm the Marquis de Bois-Colombes, and I strongly invite you to find your own game, sir.
I appreciate the invitation, but I'm here to solve the mystery concerning the death of a young woman killed by a vampire.
A young woman killed by a vampire? Oh, you're joking, right? Oh, I do love the British sense of humor.
And who exactly are you?
I am Jacques-Michel Guillaume Florimond de Marquis de Bois-Colombes, at your service, my dear cousin.
You're French, but your English is quite good.
I was born in France, sir, but I consider myself a traveler of this world. So many countries, so many tantalizing tastes.
It's because you're a vampire.
Dear cousin, are we related?
We could be of the same blood, my dear. I tend to consider all Econs as family, don't you?
What are you doing here?
I recently decided to visit London. I've always dreamed of visiting a city on the verge of collapse. Such a delicate, yet intense spectacle.
You take pleasure from others' misery.
I have been a totally depraved and immoral creature since the day I was reborn, sir. And probably before.
What do you plan to do here?
Take pleasure. Take pictures. Enjoy the show. Have fun. Believe me, I won't be the only foreign immortal who bought a ticket to the fair.
I followed the trail of blood from her room to here.
Oh, you're referring to that young woman. Yes, the meeting turned messy. I'm afraid I ruined my last wedding good.
So you admit you murdered her?
I admit nothing, my good sir. I only regret the blood of that girl staining my clothes. Oh, blood can be so messy.
What happened?
She wanted to become one of us. Not the first time I have received such a proposal, but I must admit her direct approach tempted me.
And then what?
The body rejected my blood. It happens, you know, sometimes even with voluntary prey. At least her gurglings brought me some fun, until the artery burst.
Well then. I have a choice before me. And here's the thing. vampire, and I guess the price of dealing with a vampire. I can't look at the body on the floor, but I guess I hope I can still find that body, but here's the thing. There's one thing to trust people, and then here's another, trusting vampires. But
I believe you, sir. Emily's diary confirms your statement.
Oh, Emily was her name. Quite charming. Well, mystery solved then.
Yes, I suppose so. You can go.
And so can you. Farewell, sir. May you enjoy the spectacle of this fallen city as much as I do.
is this her? Probably not. Take that. Is there anything else here of import? No. Hello? Where am I? Ah, yes. Oh jeez, he's surrounded. Oh, he's actually killing them. That's quite a surprise. Another blinker skull. Considers how art that. God, goodbye. Thanks for the meal. Thank you. Thank you. Wait, wasn't I here before? Yes, I was here before. This was the beginning of the game. Look at that. Well then, shall we then? So weak. Like, I'm barely one level ahead of them though. He got me. Got my ultimate back. So long. Now then, I gotta make it back to gotta make it back to Charlotte. Tell her the bad news. Does it become a part of the group in this area? Oh no, I'm from somewhere else. Anywho, let's follow the trail.
Waiting for you to let your guard down.
Women die too in this war!
Good evening, Miss Ashbury.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed.
Oh, look at that.
Why do you still hope to become a vampire in spite of your mother's refusal?
It's the immortal aspect of vampires that interests me. The world won't improve unless women take charge. I'm convinced of that.
You're obviously a clever woman with a good education and a brilliant future. But have you thought about the price you'd have to pay? The loneliness, the necessary masquerade.
Is it not true of every high position? To change this world and make it a better place, one needs time on one side.
Your mother has refused to turn you into a vampire. Tell me more about it.
Each time we argue, Mother expresses the same fear. She wants me to remain alive and full of joy, rather than become melancholy and immortal. She claims you can't have one without the other. It's pure selfishness.
Your mother has walked this earth for much longer than you or I. She is wise, and we should not ignore her advice when we disagree with it.
But why shouldn't I be allowed to forge my own experience? There can't be only one righteous way to deal with eternity.
It's your mother's choice. As daughters and sons, we have to accept the decisions our parents make for us despite our own wishes.
I love my mother, and have accepted everything from her. Even that she named me Charlotte, when it was not my original name.
Does it bother you?
No. Whoever I was when I was born, I am now Charlotte Ashbury. It hurts as much as it makes me proud to know that's...
To achieve eternal life, since you've obviously given it a lot of thought.
I won't give up. You have no idea how determined I am, sir. I may contract a deadly disease.
Be careful what you wish for, young lady. I could gaze at you right now and then take you to a shady corner and have my way with you. And leave your carcass to the rats.
You wouldn't dare. My mother would know. She'd never forgive you.
How could she suspect me? Do you know how many vampires are lurking in the city tonight as we speak? Vampires with a worse sense of humor than mine.
Oh, my God. For one second, I thought you actually... Excellent, Dr. Reed. Very convincing.
Well, yeah, of course. That's not funny.
I have found out what happened to your friend, Emily.
I can handle the truth. There's no need to hide the bloody details.
Your friend was planning to become a vampire. She thought she'd met an honest one and made a deal with him. Unfortunately, Emily did not survive the process.
My mother told me many times about the risks of being turned. I often suspected she exaggerated the danger to avoid me being tempted.
No, the risk is real. Have you any idea what a body has to endure? To become an organism entirely consumed by its need to process and recombine blood?
I should never have talked to Emily about vampires. I never thought she'd actually try it without me. Thank you, sir. Here, take this for your discretion.
Charlotte's steak. Ooh. So I'll definitely increase the stun for this weapon. But yes. Awesome. A level 5 steak.
Goodbye, Charlotte. Give my best regards to your mother when you see her.
She's been quite busy these last few nights. I suspect you may see her before me.
Indeed. But that's finished now. Hopefully she'll think twice about becoming a vampire. Well then. I won't be able to find Louise anytime soon. There's 3 more people that I haven't seen. I should talk to Crowley. Yo, my dude, where are you? What is this? Oh. God, no, come on. West Enders must unite. Don't let them fool you. Don't let them control you. They are among us. They lust after your soul. Vampires are real. Defend your community. This is Philip Warren. Mr. C. Crossley, Fort Marford. Attends the next public lecture. That's not you. Where is this man? Hello, who are you?
Good evening, miss. Can I help you? I'm a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I am Karina Billow. I don't need any doctor. The rats. Where are the rats?
Miss, you don't seem well at all. Are you afraid of rats? Has one bitten you?
No, it's me who bites them. Tasty, juicy, disgusting rats. I can't stop eating them. Help me, please. Help me to disobey the voice.
What happened to you?
The rats. The answer hides in their little crunchy bones. Their juicy, tiny brains.
Miss Billow, please, try to concentrate. Why do you worry about rats so much?
The voice in my head. He forces me to do so. Drink their blood, he said. Eat their flesh.
Do you feel compelled to obey that voice, Miss Billow? Even if you're loath to submit to it?
Yes. Please. Help.
Tell me about the voice in your head. Who is it? Can you describe it? Is it someone you know? Someone you met?
Keep your mouth shut, he said. Don't ever speak about me, or I'll abandon you. Help me, please, Doctor.
Tell me about yourself, Miss Billow. What do you do for a living?
Oh, I'm hungry. Need to eat. Have you got something for me? Blood, perhaps? Can you give me blood, Dr. Reed?
Don't you remember who you are, miss? What you did for work?
I was strong, proud. I campaigned for good causes. But that was before. Before. It does not matter anymore. I'm so hungry.
What is the local news hereabouts, Miss Billow?
Is she a
Shadows.
vampire? Is she mad?
Shadows hunting shadows. Whispers in the dark. Pestilence. Suffering. Death.
I must go now. Goodbye, Miss Billow.
Rats. Tasty rats. Those clever rodents are cautious now. They won't approach.
I must go now. Goodbye, Miss Billow.
She's alive?
make me sick. You juicy warm treat. Oh, damn it! Oh my! What have we got here? A dead rat. Oh, so gross. So tempting. Eternal life. Through the blood of the lesser beasts, he said. Oh, dear God, help me. Save me, for I can't stand what I've become.
She's a vampire. Oh.
Rats. Tasty rats. Those clever rodents are cautious now. They won't approach.
Her eye.
Why do you eat rats, Karina?
Their flesh contains the path to immortality. I have to eat them all if I want to live. Help me. Please. Make it stop.
I don't know if I can, miss. You have been tricked, forced to play a disgusting game. I don't know how to save you.
Kill me then, Doctor. Take my life. I beg you.
I can't do that, Miss Billow. I'm a doctor. I won't kill as an answer to pain or suffering. Never again.
It is my decision. If I could, I'd do it myself. You're a doctor, but also a vampire, aren't you? Kill me, please. Make it stop.
Not yet.
I must go now. Goodbye, Miss Billow.
Not yet. That being said, I will end her suffering if, after helping her, you know, nothing changes. Well, that being said, I found a new area to explore. But yeah, I should make time for these people, get to know them. I'll probably do that in the next episode. Back to Pembroke. Talk to those guys under the ledge. Probably eat what's his face. Hello. The myth of the horned vampire. What is a tale? Hey, welcome. I've been playing for an hour now. I guess to recap what happened recently. I couldn't do the side quest with the father's letter because walking around that park is ridiculous. So I went ahead and did something else. I did a mission for, I don't know if you've seen my other videos. If you haven't, you probably should to get a little bit more context. But one of the adopted daughters of one of the characters that I know, who's a vampire, an Econ is what they're called, Econs. One of their daughters had asked me, the character Jonathan Reed, to find her friend, and in doing so I found out that her friend tried to become a vampire, but the transition failed, and she died. I met the vampire that tried to turn her, French dude, Jacques or Jacques or something like that. I don't remember how you pronounce his name, but he basically told me what happened, and I found a note indicating the truth, and I said, okay, yeah, I believe you. Literally, okay, I believe you. And moved on. I told Charlotte, but before finishing the side quest, I ended up getting more notes on her because I went to visit Elizabeth Ashbury, her adopted mother. She's also an Ekon. She's like much older than Jonathan as a vampire, but I kind of toured the house, found Charlotte's letters about her wanting to become a vampire despite her adopted mom saying nah, and I did more ticks and points to increase her blood experience level. So if I ever choose to bite her and take her for blood for experience, she's completely maxed out, but I'm not gonna do it. Um, I she basically, asked, why did you want to become a vampire, and your mother, what do you feel about your mother saying nah, and then the last one is, are you still making efforts? And at some point she kind of like said, if I try to commit like a dangerous act of almost suicide, Elizabeth would come and save her and change her into a vampire. And Jonathan's like, that's kind of true. And then Charlotte tries to play this game of like, I don't have to do anything dangerous if you helped me. And I basically, the options were, I think, like a yes, one was a never, and the other one was like a really harsh joke. But when it put the emphasis across, where he was like, yeah, I could take you run into the alleyway and then eat you and then leave your carcass there. And it scared her, but at the same time it brought the point across, like there's other vampires around that, have a worse humor than that and would actually leave her for dead. So she got the point across about that. So I don't know if anything else will be learned for her and her story, because I actually need to continue the main story to see the progression of time or sleep. But aside from that, I did that. And the next one was, I was kind of trying to find my friend to see if I can get to know this person more. His name is Crowley, something like that, and I couldn't find him, so I picked an alleyway, and I found a new character. And apparently she's being compelled to eat rats, and that means there's an Ekon kind of controlling her mind to eat rats. And at first I thought she was a vampire, but she still has blood pumping through her veins, so she's being compelled, mind controlled. And she wants to die because she wants to stop eating rats and stuff like that, because she's being compelled to. But I from the choices, there was a no, I don't want to interfere because it's another vampire, and the last one's yes, of course I'll do it. But I made the decision saying nah. What Jonathan had said is that he's the doctor. He won't result to killing for any pain and suffering anymore, because he doesn't want to go through that pain again, because his sister died. Well, spoilers. Watch the videos if you want to see more. All right, I'll continue on. Let's see. So I decided not to kill her, and try to get all her experience points at the beginning. And if nothing changes and I deal with the Ekon and she still has issues, I will take her life. Easy experience at that point, but doesn't matter at this point. I found this in the sewers, another area of the sewers, so I'm about to read it. The Myth of the Horned Vampire. What is a tale but forgotten or mythicized history? By essence, vampires are related to the concept of immortality, and they can be perceived as entities that live through centuries, thus becoming mythical figures themselves. But what about the concept of a tale so old it could become a myth among the vampires? I know it may sound vertiginous, but we know as scholars that the impossible is just an unexplained or undocumented event. For a few years now, I've tried to find traces of a figure rarely seen among the English immortals, the Horned Vampire, which is interesting because that's actually how Jonathan's progenitor, the one who made Jonathan into a vampire, is Horned. Welcome back. If you missed what I've said, you can go ahead and watch the live stream video later on YouTube and kind of catch up. I'm kind of reading this letter at the moment, this letter right here. And if you see the last sentence of the last paragraph, for a few years now, I've tried to find traces of a figure rarely seen amongst the English immortals, the Horned Vampire. Kind of spoilery, because if you haven't seen my other videos, the vampire that turned Jonathan Reed, the main character, into a vampire is actually, when he presents himself, he's just a see-through vision, in his mind, but he has horns. His creator has horns, and if you read the first paragraph, again, you can watch the video later to hear me read it, but basically there's a myth among vampires who's lived so long that there's a horned vampire. So let me continue. Through centuries, less than 10 occurrences of this figure can be found in the various documents gathered by our order. The figure of a man-shaped silhouette, sometimes made of blood, like I said, in visions, sometimes made of mist or rain, that appears from Wales to Scotland only to immortals, who have no idea what this thing could be. What is this creature with large deer antlers? Is it related in any way to the figure of Cernunnos, the ancestral horned god of the Celts? We don't know at all. But now think about this. Vampires themselves have no idea what this creature could be. Now that's a frightening idea. We may be in presence of something so old that only small hints of its existence can be found through eons. If this is true, we, as brothers of St. Paul, need to investigate this entity, for it could help us understand the forgotten origin of vampires. As a reminder, I add to this letter a transcription of the only written evidence we possess concerning the Horned Vampire, the odd poem entitled The Dreams of the Red Queen. Supposedly composed by this entity, according to some vampire testimonies, this creature has sometimes been heard singing it while briefly appearing somewhere in Great Britain. I invite all of our brothers to study this text and consider it a testament of forgotten history. 12 dreams for the Red Queen under crown of stone, that she may linger longer with eyes kept closed. 11 thorns blooming from her troubled brow, awaiting the next harvest to be gleaned at brisk springs. 10 copper veins ripped from the belly of the earth, melted into tears flowing towards banished brothers. 9 glorious pyres on the scorched plain, to punish those whose hands were slow to obey. 8 voracious beasts born from 8 restless nights, their backs hardened by their race with the sun. 7 notes of warning in the summer sky, compelling child to shielded sheets of sleep. 6 watchers bent on the hunting trails, shadows of their spears trace their tired furrows. 5 houses to fall before song's end, then 5 more reborn from their blackened ashes. 4 nails piercing the flesh of the sinner, restlessly hung to the dark wood of his crimes. 3 books scribbled by pen of the dancer who refuses to answer the call of the abyss. 2 giant rival snakes slither in ageless forest, coiled to the bones of mortals destined for the grave. 1 prayer for the summoned called by this song, child born from darkness whose path he must find. From Drinking at the Fountain of Knowledge by Usher Taltree, Primate of St. Paul. I met him. More lore. That's great. Let's see here. I am in the sewer and I'm exploring, so I'll take that. I'm surprised there aren't any enemies here. Bottle of alcohol. Oh, I am surprised there's barely anything here. More coin. even this blood is not... This blood must be old, because I can't see it through my vampire vision. Hello.
It's locked, all right.
Yeah, I can see that. Oh, look, blood. So there's something on the other side of that door. There's more blood going this way. There's blood on the other side. Oh my. Hello. This looks like a fight arena. Wait, haven't I been down here before? I have. Yes, that's right. I have been here before. There's a village under London, under the area, where there's a whole bunch of skulls, which is a lesser form of vampire. And it's kind of messed up, but you'll see what I mean when I find them. Drop. Should be this way. Here, correct. Resources. Yep, here we are. Yep, I'm in skull territory. Hey, how's it going?
Keep your distance, Echo.
Yeah. Hello, who are you?
Oh, Bridget allowed me to wander above some years back. It was unpleasant.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Unknown. They're not alive. These are skulls. There are mindless skulls. Yeah, my place isn't here. There are some skulls up on the surface that have lost their minds and they're enemies. So, hello. Hello, old Bridget.
Have you found the answers you were looking for, young Ekon?
There is too much left unanswered. So many questions.
Get to know us. Spend time with us. And I may be willing to answer more questions.
Oh, that's good. That's much good.
Thank you, old Bridget. I hope we'll meet again.
She is so far the leader of the skulls in this area. Now there should be a lady near here. Yes, her.
No more words. Please.
She's in pain. She became a skull thanks to, well, Jonathan's sister.
How is London? I've not seen beyond these walls in such a long time.
Oh, there's a hideout down here? What? I don't know that. What is this? It's a common mace. Okay. Can I... Well... I can craft, or I can analyze. Awesome, I've got high tier regeneration serums and stamina serums and blood serums. Awesome. Not that I might... Do I have enough? Sturdy water. No, I don't want to spend all that on things for myself. Getting treatment and medicine is much more important. Let's yes, this is 1x1. I don't know why they did it this way. There should have been a better way to do it. That's the axe that I'm currently using. I barely use it. I just use the two-handed stuff. No, not even the two-handed. I just use the offhand. It is open map. Well, sandbox? I don't know. I'd have to like discuss it with David again. Just because it's not open world because you're just in the city of London, but you can go anywhere in this city. Almost anywhere. There's certain areas that are locked off. I have these guns, but I don't even use them. Common steak. Charlotte steak. Let's fix this up right away. Yes, enhanced handling. Enhanced handling. Cool. I don't even use it though, because I have this. 44 stun to the 41 stun. Yeah, this is already maxed out. So, I had this common steak, but I don't need it no more. And I use the perfect truncheon much more. These pistols, I don't use them. Because the thing is, the firearms are on the offhand. And I use this to counter. Yeah, open mapped. Yeah, it's description. Firearms are useless, but I don't want to sell them because I want to get the trophy of getting all the weapons. Offhand, I only use the offhand. The two-handed weapons I don't use just because to counter is like a parry, and I just don't want to deal with that. This is, I guess, the main way to damage so far, because on one hand I have the stun hitter, and then the other hand I have the damage dealer, but I don't. I use my abilities more if you ever see me go into a fight. Common bludgeon, remarkable hatchet, common axe. You know, I may just change back to a common. Oh, there's no point. Because there's nothing else to level up. Common hacksaw. At least I can level this thing up. But should I have enough for it? Let me see. Because the hatchet has 160 damage. What's the maximum amount of damage? 200 damage. For a common hacksaw? Common bludgeon? 220. Okay then, let's level you up. I'll be wielding sticks. Stamina consumption or stun points. The stun points are in my other hand. So, yeah, let's make it into a remarkable bludgeon. And then I'm gonna need a lot more items for that. Yeah, let's increase the damage. So strictly damage weapon. Not a single stun. That's fine. Alright then, so I'm probably gonna change my weapon to the bludgeon. 242 for the axe, but 240 damage. I could equal the damage. That should be fine. What is this? Increased blood absorption. Damage, blood absorption. I just don't use two-handed weapons though. There's a lot more damage, but like I prefer stunning better. Common less than knife. Good dagger. 15 blood absorption. Yeah, this is a blood absorption weapon, but I need stun. Perfect barbed cudgel. Okay then, let's change my equipment. To that. Yeah. I don't need to refill that. That's it for here.
Echelon has stalked us for ages upon ages.
That dude's voice is very familiar because...
Old Bridget says you are one to trust.
Yes, I am trustworthy. I am nice. Where is old Bridget? So, do I get more...
Eternal gratitude for your protection, Master.
So the more I talk, the better they like me?
We're at your mercy. Will you end us?
No, I will not end you. I'm a doctor. Are you...
Keep your distance, Echo.
Okay. Bunch of people here. Where's Bridget? Oh, here you are. There's nothing else she can really tell me.
You found the answers you were looking for, young Ekon.
There is too much left unanswered. So many questions.
Get to know us. Spend time with us. And I may be willing to answer more questions.
Let's see.
Why do you live here? Amongst the filth and
Yeah,
vermin?
I think these are just
Live. Here we hide.
one-track things.
Your diction, your words. You do not carry yourself like most
Yeah, there's
scouts
nothing
I
else to learn
encounter.
here.
True.
I mean, I'm glad I've understood
I'm
the
not
path
like
down
most
here, but
scouts.
there's nothing here for me.
Thank you, old Bridget. I hope we'll meet again.
So yeah, I haven't expanded on the story enough to elicit anything like that. Okay, let's see here. Night Asylum, hideout. This is under London, so let's head out. If I can make it to the Big Water area, I can retrace my step and explore that part of the area, or that part of the sewers. I believe it was this way. To the left. To the right. Take it back now, y'all. Do half this time. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, here we go. Since I opened the other way, I can go through here now. Now this is the area that I must explore, because sometimes there's people down here like scared and stuff. Okay. So nothing of actual value as of yet. Take that. Yeah, I can't open that as of yet, so this way. I believe there should be a path here. No? But there are stairs. Right. Was that it? Really? That was it? Oh, so there was nothing much. I just explored there for nothing. Beware. Return the slab. Key day, let's see here. Let's see if there's another side mission I can do, and if not, then I'll head back to Pembury and start talking to people, because I think the last couple of conversations, I've realized that this game is much more than just combat and side quests. You actually have to learn about these people, talk to them, get to know them, you know, max out their blood potential, so that when you do decide to eat someone, it's like more reward. But like, even then, I don't want to risk lowering the health and stuff up.
I cannot enter.
Nah, really? No, stop it. Thank you. So, been here, done that. Is there anything else I can find in this area? Where am I? Oh, around the corner. Temple garden. There should be people here. And that's blood. Why is there blood there? There's blood here. Oh yeah, that's right. This led to the park and that thing. That. I can't stealth my way there because. Damage. Ouch. No. Jeez, I hit him really hard. This thing feels like a joke now. Not a joke, not a joke, just kidding. Oh, look at that. Wow, you're a joke. These things are terrifying. I can't believe this thing was a joke. Just leave anything for me? Yeah. Hello, who are you? Dead? Okay. Right. There's a hideout nearby.
For blood.
Blood. Arrow. Jeez, look at all that blood. Let's follow the trail. Jeez. I feel like I've been here already. Yeah, I have been here already. I think this was a... That's crazy though. This can't have been it. Okay. No, I think this was another house. This was another fight that I was in, and it made me realize that I needed to level up. That's why there's so much blood here. Yeah, the final fight was in here. Person's already dead, so it doesn't matter. So it was from here on. It was return the slab. Most terrifying courage episode, actually. One of them. Something's not right. But for that, I need to actually find the Braille, and it's I think just the same with this side quest, Journey to the Past, find the second part to the Father's Testament note thingy, whatever. It's not available until like maybe as I progress through the story. As it stands, I've done a lot, really. Maybe I can do this one. Where's this one? Oh, that's nearby. The story mission. So that may be the next one. So level 25. I'm gonna make my way back to Pembroke, and then I'm gonna end it there. So I can talk to more people, you know, gain their experience up, probably bite someone. I'm not sure how that's gonna affect Jonathan, actually, now that I think about it. He doesn't want to kill anyone. But I've got to level up. One's a skull and one's a beast. They're both a form of vampire. I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm gonna die. Oh, thank goodness. Not like this, not like this. Not like this. Stun so well. Whack. Okay, so the one that spit a whole bunch of stuff, that would be like I said, a skull. I forget what type of name of skull that is, but they spit out stuff. There's other versions where they use the same gas thing. That gas damages me over time and lowers my chances of healing, which sucks. It sucks so hard. There's teleporting ones, they're blinker skulls, normal skulls which just fight and they're just plain annoying. You have these dark beasts which look like werewolves but they're actually vampires. A form of vampire. And that's just a lower level of vampire. There are higher levels. There's the start with a V and I don't remember what they're called. But, Volcod, the Volcod are like really big vampires. They kind of look human, but they're like big, massive juggernauts. I'm shooting wherever I want, huh? Thank you for that. Oh, I'm at the Bruin hideout. That's a problem. Like that, that's a problem. Dang it, why am I here? Yeah, let's not go through here. How about that? Let's just nope. The Bruin Guard are the vampire hunters, by the way. They're the town's vampire hunters. They don't see people when they see vampires, they just see monsters, so they'll attack anyone, they'll attack me. That's a problem. So I'll avoid that. I'm just gonna have to make my way to Pembroke and then I'll end it there. Playing for an hour and 37, I can't keep doing this. Let's see, where am I? Oh, I'm in Whitechapel, okay. The thing about Whitechapel is that so many people died in this place that I can't choose anyone here to really chomp on. And there is one particular person I want to chomp on, and it's let's see, where are you? This dude. I definitely want to chomp on him, but that Mesmer level, right out of the top corner, the hand over the head, swirly head, 4 that says up there, that's my current Mesmer level, and the amount to compel him to move into a corner and, arm on him is 5. Father Tobias Whittaker. I really want to bite into him. It's so annoying. And if you want to know why I have such disdain for this dude, just watch my other videos. He's like apocalyptic, fire, brimstone, kill the dead. Like, burn the infected and stuff like that. It's a crazy person. Shooting here to the right. And I should be able to find my way back to Pembroke. Correct? Nope, not this way. That dude up there. Alright, let's just make my way back to there we go. look, skulls. Aren't they adorable? Anything for me now? Okay. Yeah, there's a large beast down there. He's a joke. Let's beat him. I've become one with the shadows. No, 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 no. Fight me, come on. This little baby level 24 thing. It thinks it can beat me. Oh, it could actually beat me. Too cocky. Get over here. Oh wait, you're dead. Thank you for that. Let's go around. Also, I acknowledged you back, right? I think I did. Oh. You're right, you're right. I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be here. I am one with the shadows. Dead. Boom. Oh. Weaker than I thought you'd be. I got 30 seconds. Oh, jeez. Oh. Yeah, come on, come after me. Do it, you know you want to. Oh, he missed. I shouldn't be playing around like this. There are higher, like, leveled enemies that just poke me and I'm dead. Just messing with these little people is just too much, man. Oh, they're naked. Or they look like stone. They look like little statues just thrown everywhere. Ah, yes. Hey guys, what's up? Thank you. I am one with the shadows, and the shadows are with me. This ain't the Force. I remember when I went through here, like the first time, it was so difficult. Oh my goodness, this area terrified me. Not so much anymore. Welcome to that thing. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital. This way. This is my room. I need to find water for this plant.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Yeah. And you? Dr. Swansea's in his room. So I'm just gonna head downstairs and finish up. Alright then, so I'm gonna end the video here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me. If you want to know anything else that you've missed, go ahead and wait until the video finishes processing on YouTube and go ahead and watch it from the beginning. If you want to know anything else, hello second person. I'm kind of ending the stream. Welcome to the end. Like I was saying earlier, if you want to know what you missed, wait until the video is processed and then kind of sift through. I think that's the word. Sift through the video to see what you missed. If you enjoyed what you watched, go ahead and watch my other vampire videos on the channel. I'd greatly appreciate the views, and if you want to see more, just welcome to the end. Yeah, welcome to the end. Go ahead and subscribe and like my videos if you enjoyed. Come back for more tomorrow. I will be streaming the first part of Metro 2033 at around 11:30. So if you want to come back and hang, yes, man, yes. If you want to come back and hang tomorrow night, I will be doing that. And yeah, this is Omnes-D-Stahl out. I have wasted so much energy for so little result. Omnes-D-Stahl out. Thank you very much for watching.